Hello and welcome. It is the end of April, April the 30th, 2017. Let's look at another cryptocurrency. My name is Derek and welcome. CPC, Capricorn, will be the one I'll be taking a look at on a technical analysis level, go over a few key levels. What do we see here? It's a 2-day chart. Volatility 10% with the median in at 15%. Not bad. And it's decent downtrend, obvious downtrend that's looking to change direction. Some things of note. Fibonacci 23.6%. Okay, how you doing? It comes right up to it and it hits. Am I surprised it did that? No. Notice in here after making this high how it has this nice correction, and I'll even having this little bit of support, but let's even go further than that from this move in here, because this was an interesting day and a beautiful day for me, because I was looking at this as it was going lower and I end up putting buy orders in. On this day here, as it was going lower, I put a buy order, I think here and here and here and here, and I just left it. And then when this day came, I'm like, oh, buy order, buy order, buy order, buy order. Because that's what I do. I just look at a bunch of charts. I get bored. If I see something good, I'll put some orders in and see how it works. And, well, it worked well for me. And obviously with the uptrend moving further, it's got this interesting pattern. Let's look at even more Fibonacci. I'm not going to give you the exact numbers, but yes, I can actually. 15,000 and 19,000 are the Fibonacci levels from this range in here. So 19 roughly and around here. Wow. 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 Well, let's see. Resistance on this period comes back to it. We can see just on the period before the green candle, fourth last. This green candle goes higher, and it's now been supporting that level while its momentum is moving higher. That's not easy to say. However, it does look as if a test of this level is coming in, and then you get to a situation where it's more likely to take it out, because the more often you test support, the more likely it is that's the case. Ideally, a move up here. This time, maybe another support test, but not as deep as before, and then back higher again. Now, as far as this move's concerned, there's interesting volume that occurred. This is from Crypto Compare, so even more interesting information to say the least. Let's take a look at this on the the Bittrex exchange. This is where I found this at, and this is the big move it had. Insta pop up to a massive level, and there's a decline. No move up yet since, so it's, I figure every move is due for a bounce. It had its attempt here, but it couldn't get out of this 18 average declining band. At least now I see it flat. Step 1, flatten the band. Step 2, establish resistance. Step 3, come back to the band. Step 4, take it out. So it's working on step 4 now. And does it look like it's going to take it out? It sure as heck darn near looks good. But let's talk more about downside levels, because if this doesn't, I'm going to give you the risk to where it's going to go towards, and that's 4,300 Satoshi. That's down quite a bit, but don't think it will be. You never know with these things. I'll tell you why at the end why I don't think it will. But as far as this situation here, you calculate a downside move, easy noticeable down target. This was a rally attempt, not a good one, but good enough to know that I can take this 85K level, this 24K level, calculate that if this level fails, which it was doing in here, that is probably going to go to 11, which if you bought there, how you doing? So this range here, 9,000 to 29,000, that leaves 4,300 Satoshi. Now you can calculate upside the same way, but as far as the calculation itself is concerned, not too complicated, but a little. You take the range of the move, 85 divided by 24, that's a little over 3. to the exponent 1.618. I'm doing a polar opposite of Fibonacci upside. So instead of the low, I need 1 divided by the high. And then I divide this entire answer by 1. So if you do that, you'll get an answer of 11,000. All right, how about upside Fibonacci? This is an up move, and this is a down move. So therefore, we have 29K and the flash low at 10K, 2.9. To the exponent of 1.618, multiply the 10,000 Satoshi, and there we go at 56,000. Right around here. Which is very interesting that it coincides. Usually you get the pierces above. If you see this thing holding and staying above 32-ish area for like 12 hours, I'm really going to be liking the odds that it's going to be going to this point. And it's interesting because earlier today, I was talking on the phone with a friend who also trades cryptocurrencies, and he mentions this coin as he's been working within this and knowing a lot of information about how this company works or how the coin works. And I really don't like fundamental analysis too well, but I like to know it because if I know it's good, then I know what to play. And what I like about this, it seems to be going pretty good, but it sounds like a very fast, very instant verification, like the reason why I love PivX. And Bitcoin right now, with its extremely slow transfer points, it's this transaction costs that seem to be rising every single time I make a transfer on Coinbase, but $1 Canadian almost now, every single time per transfer. That I think a lot of the coins that has their shit together basically is the ones that will do well. And does this one have their shit together? I don't know, but maybe. If it does, then it most certainly is a very, very cheap price given where price action is now, because there's 2 ways of picking bottoms. 2 ways in my book. One, well, I showed you, 11,000. You use some mathematical calculations, you put some buy orders in here and hope for the best. That's one way. And then the second way is just wait for it to have its first move. So your answer is confirmation above this number. And at that point, she's going to be looking pretty good that it's at least going to make a play here. And if this thing is going to be good, when you look at stuff like this, then you would expect at least a test of previous high. Now, that could take into 2018 if, of course, something like that's going to take place. But I do believe this is the year for the cryptocurrencies where they are going to have massive gains. We've seen it already for the first little while on so many different ones. I haven't even covered a lot of the other ones that are kicking butt right now. But this one just might have the legs. I'm playing it, so good luck for those who do. If you like strength again, definitely wait for this because your risk percentage of losing is lower. If you're looking to try to get the best deals that you can, as I talked about with Fibonacci, 19.3 and 15, you can try these numbers. Those would be any type of short-term retracements. I'll be focusing mostly on towards this 19.3 level, but again, I like how this thing could go at any time. And yeah, but no, when I look at this, of course it can go anytime. Yeah, of course it can. However, I'm just looking at this now. Okay, we got this low, so that's 15 and change. And this high, let's assume that it doesn't go up much anymore. Okay, Well, you know what? You're looking at areas around here. So I would be thinking if you're looking to try to get the best deal, best chances of getting in, and this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be trying to get in around 1,800 for more equity, 18,000, because I think it doesn't really hurt the trend too much for this to go down to this point. So that's what I'm looking to do, because I just look at the moves like, okay, so you've already went from point A to point B. Where's your next higher low going to be? Whereabouts here? And then where you figure your higher low is going to be is where you want to buy. Okay, thank you for tuning in, and take care.